Call the March 16th, 2026 regular Seward County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Irvin Dow from North Carolina.
Let's pray together. Lord Jesus, we thank you for the opportunity to come together and to, God, celebrate and do all the things that need to be done for our county. God, I pray for our commissioners to pray, Lord, that you touch them, give them wisdom tonight, give them sound judgment as they make good decisions. Lord, I pray for every person who's going to speak. Let them be clear-headed and clear-hearted. Pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Sorry, citizen comment. Sorry. Do we have citizens' comments? Okay. Any citizen desiring to address the commission will still be recognized by the chair. Advance to the podium, state his or her name and address in an audible tone for the record. Presentation shall be limited to 5 minutes unless extended by a vote of the majority of the commission. Okay.
My name is Carolyn Huddleston, and I live at 316 West 7th Street. And I'm going to be brief tonight. Basically, I brought you one handout here, which I pulled these figures to the penny off of the blocks of information in the end of the year pay records, showing the total cost of the benefits to each department. This is not just insurance. This includes the FICA, the capers, the workman's comp, all of the things that when you budget for employee benefits, it includes this whole set, not just the insurance. Those are the exact numbers, and you can see what the reimbursements were. Slightly more than $2 million for all of the departments. But that includes insurance, FICA, capers, workman's comp, whatever. So anyway, this is direct to the penny off of the end of the year pay records. Then the next sheet, I have it broken out for you. Actually, I included a paper from April Warden. She had told me what the amount of the employee reimbursement was, what their total premiums were, which I needed for this sheet because I subtract out, and I did that in the line above where I've blocked here. What I was trying to draw your attention to on this paper is the cost of insurance split out from the FICA, capers, and so on, and what the reimbursement was for calendar year 2025. After reimbursement, the total cost of insurance was $3,105,000. But you also have that FICA, capers, and whatever that you have to cover in the money you budget for employee benefits, and that's that next figure, which was almost $2 million more. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I was just trying to clarify reimbursement and trying to make the point that you have to remember that capers and all of that other stuff too comes into that big money that you're paying in the budget for the county. So
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Carolyn.
Any other citizen? Okay, now, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Vasquez, a second by Commissioner Matlin. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Item 2, the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do I have the second?
I will.
Have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Lauterbach to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. New employees. None present. Kirk Michael update. Steve.
Good evening, Commissioners. Steve Linehan, Kirkham Michael. Just give you a little update of what's going on in the county. First off, I met with Mark today. We talked about some of the road improvements. We went out to Road Q, where he recently added a few inches onto Road Q east of town, and that was due to some washout on that road from the adjacent property. However, that's also going to cause that added structure is going to cause some change in the drainage. So we looked at culverts, one across the intersection of Road 6 at Road Q, and then another one about half mile south of that intersection that he'll need to add in to just facilitate some drainage. To that end, he talked about the culvert material. They've already installed 3 culverts and replaced 1 culvert this year. So culvert inventory is getting pretty low pretty quick. So entrance policy. You asked about the entrance policy. I talked with Albert earlier this week, and I believe the week before, about the permitting going through his department because of the contractor selection and the insurance requirements. But the entrance policy itself is getting reviewed by Andrew at Folston. So is okay. Forrest is online. Do you know anything about that, Forrest?
I'm sorry, I do not. I haven't talked to Andrew ahead of this, so I'm not sure where it stands.
Okay, fair enough. And then the last thing, I have talked with Tyler at the landfill. Right now, he's looking to chip away at the excavation for cell 3 because the current cell has probably about 5 to 6 years left. So working on getting cell 3 ready and permitted. SES is working on the air permit expansion for that additional airspace, and then we're also working on steps to begin the facility permit expansion for the property north of Tucker. Tyler and I, we did speak a little bit about potentially having Kirkham Michael, myself, facilitate some engineering out there. I'm very familiar with working at the landfill with Brock in the past and Tyler, so that may be some additional savings to the county to have me as a county engineer, Kirkham Michael as a county engineer, help with some of that engineering out at the landfill. So that's all I have for my updates. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Item 5 is the Council on Aging Board appointments. It's to appoint 2 members to the Council on Aging to fill unexpired terms. One term expires December 31st, 26. The other term expires December 31st, 2028. 2 applications have been received for considerations. We do these yearly or as needed. We have 2 applications. One is Cherie Rash, and the other one is Danny Medeiros. I don't see either one of them here.
Trish Voth.
Is now joining the conference.
So, you got ballots, Hillary? Me neither. What I'm thinking.
Neither applicant is present tonight.
No, neither one of them's here.
With both of them last week, but
I know we got to vote for two, but we have two different expiring terms. So can you
Circle the individual you want
okay,
for the
can you
long-term.
circle the one for the term expiring 12/31/26 and X the one for the one expiring 12/31/28? That makes sense?
Wait, say that one more time.
So
Circle the one for the term
26.
expires in 26 and circle an X the one that expires in 28.
yes, and then make sure you sign them after you vote as well, please.
We'll give them a minute. Couldn't take them very long.
So with the ballots that were submitted, you had 4 votes for Danny Medeiros to have the expiration date in 2026 and Cherie Rash to have the expiration date in 2028, with one of the individuals having no vote at all. So
So we would appoint Danny.
for the expiration date in 2026.
Okay. So do I have a motion to appoint Danny Medeiros to the Council on Aging with a term expiring 12/31/26 and to appoint Cherie Rash with a term expiring 12/31/28?
Yes.
Do you have a motion for that?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Metlin, a second by Commissioner Vasquez to appoint these Danny Medeiros to the Council on Aging expiring 12/31/26 and Cherie Rash for an application expiring or for an appointment expiring 12/31/28. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, so item 6 is to appoint 3 members to the Seward County Board of Trustees to fill vacancies effective April 1st, 2026. The appointments include 1 3-year term expiring 4/1/29 and 2 2-year terms expiring 4/1/2028. We have received total of 6 applicants, I believe. Stacy Cope, Joe Denoyer, Dennis Sander, Laura Hershey, Jose Laura, and Kay Bertzloff. Most of them are here. Stacy, you want to start? Your name's on the top of the list.
Good evening, Commissioners. Stacy Cope, and I'm here to hopefully be reappointed to the hospital board. I have served a 3-year term, and I think we've made some great progress. I think we have the right administration. I think we have a very cohesive board, and I feel positive. And it was my former employer. This is my community. I grew up here, and would like to see it succeed. So, thank you for your consideration. Are there questions? Do y'all have questions for me at all? Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I got one. I got one. It's it's always kind of a waiting game to see who goes first. But yeah. So with your time on the board, is there things that you are really looking forward to try and accomplish if you get this reappointed?
So, the big deal is the bottom line. And so, yes, I was the accounts receivable manager. I was over admissions and accounts receivable, which is collecting the money. So I'm currently sit on the finance committee of the hospital board. And I feel like we've got the right administration in place. And hopefully we're going to turn our bottom line around. It's of extreme importance. So, yeah, that's what I want to accomplish.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I'm Joe Denoyer.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Joe Denoyer. Just want to say thank you for the opportunity to speak here before you tonight. I want to thank you for the last 2 years that I've got to serve on the Southwest Medical Center Board of Trustees. At this time, I would also like to offer condolences to County Administrator April Warden and former Register of Deeds Karen Warden on the death of her husband, former County Commissioner Gary Warden. So from my family to their family, our thoughts and prayers are with them. I am reapplying for the hospital board. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve with this board. The makeup of the board, we're very, like Stacy said, very cohesive. We may not always agree, but we know how to work through that and to accomplish the things that is in the best interest of not only the hospital, but the patients and the residents of Seward County and the surrounding area. Things that I feel that we have accomplished, one of those things is the reduction of the travelers. We're down about 2/3 of what we were just 2 years ago. And if you know what travelers are, they're very expensive to hire and maintain there at the hospital. We've had a great reduction in the amount of travelers that we bring in. We're hiring local. We're promoting local. If you work for Southwest Medical Center in the past, try us again. Things with this administrative team that we have in place, things are different. We're promoting local. Another thing, one of the biggest questions that I've gotten in the last 2 years, if not before that, was the billing. We're correcting the billing issues. Several years ago, they brought in a private firm to do the billing for the hospital. And that, at best, has been disastrous for Southwest Medical Center. Some people stating that they've been sent to collections prior to even getting a bill on a procedure that was done at the hospital. We're looking at bringing that billing back in-house. Again, local faces that you see at the grocery store, you see at the discount store, that you know they're going to have a vested interest in not only making sure that billing is correct, but again, bottom line, making the hospital solvent. Want to continue to see that through, want to continue to see reduction in the travelers, and want to see we've got a great administrative team that has done a tremendous job in recruitment of physicians, bringing on Dr. Knudsen, bringing on, the Heidi and Tanya and all those folks that we have hired in-house. So the money that they were in their private clinics now comes to the hospital and they receive a salary with incentives after they meet certain benchmarks. Recruitment of a urologist is a priority, I believe, for this board and our administrative team as well. If we can keep as many things local as possible, we are going to continue to be the regional hospital of choice for not only Liberal, Seward County, the Panhandle, but also, as there's trouble up in Garden City and in Dodge City, bringing those folks to Liberal, which, bottom line, we will be the premier choice. But I want to continue to see that through. Again, it's been an honor and a privilege, and I hope that you see it fit to continue to let me be on the board, because it's been a good ride. So thank you. Any questions?
I've got one, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
In light of the recent Attorney General's opinion, how do you see this commission and the board of the hospital working together?
We've always submitted budgets to the county in the past, and we would continue to submit our budgets and work with the county commission. However, we need to accomplish, again, the bottom line. We have never taken a penny of tax dollars, and we don't ever intend on doing that, but we will continue to submit budgets to the county.
Those in the past have been submitted to the
Yes,
commission for approval?
yes, every year.
Never been done, sir. Never.
Never been done? We send our approved budget to the county commission. But that's what I was mean. We send our budget to the county commission. So that has been a standard practice. So
will we be going with the Attorney General's opinion on that matter?
I am just one vote. We will work with the county commission however we see fit. So yes, we will continue to work with the county. Any other questions, Hyro?
Yeah, same question. If reappointed, what's the biggest thing that you want to accomplish?
Again, to bring the billing back in-house so that we can get this squared away. Like I said, that is the most probably phone calls that I've ever gotten is I'm getting sent to collections before I even receive a bill. We have to get that squared away. And we've even looked at possibly a buyout of the existing contract. Now, is it feasible? I don't know. But again, we're working and looking at bringing staff back into place so the billing will be handled through Southwest Medical Center, not a private third term who has multiple hospitals or agencies that they're working with, and we may get set on the back burner and not seeing that money coming in. So, John, any questions? Steve?
No, John, good.
Clay?
Good.
Todd, anything else?
We're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dennis Sander.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to re-up for another term as a trustee of the hospital. Number one, I want to say I'm very proud to be a trustee on the hospital, and even more so, I'm very humbled by the fact that my fellow trustees have elected me chair for several years now. Within that time, I think it's very important to note that we've developed a strategic plan, or we call it a vision plan, and strategies to meet those visions. There's 7 of them, and I won't go through them each right now, but each one is critical to the operation and the vision of a hospital, our hospital in particular. Having said that, I will indicate that I have put committees together that identify the particular strengths and interests of our board members. And we put those, and Stacy had alluded to the finance committee, and she has this good background in it. I appointed her, and we have a floating. Our treasurer, Tony McKee, is also on that. I come in once in a while. I'm a standing committee member of all the committees. And what we do is identify the most important items within those particular areas. I mentioned finance. I mentioned patient safety. Patient safety is a big thing with Medicare, and they're watching us all the time. We have developed that. We meet the standards, make sure that we meet the standards of that. But also part of our vision is we want to be noted, not just for patient safety, but a hospital of choice. And that's extremely important to us, is a part of our vision. And so, as I said, everything in our committee meetings and also our trustee meetings identify the vision and the statement, and the strategy that's identified within the agenda. There is an agenda item on there. It doesn't have our mission number stated to it, so we're focused on that. We wanted to, over time, we don't want to just talk about the operations, or we don't want to just hear a report. It's important that we develop our strategies and we work toward our strategy. So that's what I'm excited about. We have developed that over the last 3 years, and I really feel that we're going to have a watershed moment with it. And going forward, you heard about billing, you've heard about this. There will always be something. And I believe what we've done right now is put ourselves from a structural standpoint that we can meet those things immediately, and we can work with our administration. I'd like to take a shout out to our administration, but in particular, Amber Williams. I was on the board that helped hire her, and she was a newbie. She was our CFO, and what she has done over the several years has been really incredible. It's a lot of behind the scenes people don't see, but what we have here is a gem. She's a rising star within the state. She has been appointed to and nominated to several positions within the Kansas Hospital Association. And I feel that as a trustee and my other fellow trustees, we're a mentor to her. So we can actually take some pride in ourselves relative to her success. With that, I'll leave open to questions.
Oh. If we're appointed, what's the biggest thing that you want to accomplish?
Well, I kind of went back to the hitting on every one of these strategic items. Naturally, you know, at the forefront is the financial part. She mentioned we have a lot of good people in place right now. We have a CFO that's prior CFO is also really renowned in his background. He was a former CEO of our hospital. He has a controller right now that really works with him. There was a lot of turnover in that area, so they've got that part established. But he also has a clear strategy, and within this year, you know, we have dates, we have times within our strategic plan where we will hit break even and a positive. But beyond that, one of the things I would like to do as in division is getting the word out there, publicizing us much more, develop better PR basically for us, and so that we are indeed looked at as a employer and also the hospital of choice within this region.
So one thing that's been brought up by several of the board members already, and has been that it's a very cohesive group right now. It's working well together. So in the forming and norming stage of a group, kind of going back to the forming part of it. What are some things that you notice in between each other during that stage where you guys are coming together? Yeah.
Well,
that make you guys work together well. Like what? I'm not sure if that's a good question or not, but
it is a good question, and I'll use what you're bringing up there, our commissioner, that also was brought up at one of our presentations this last week. We were at the Kansas Hospital Association's Critical Summits meeting, and one of them had talked about conversational or intelligence or something like that. And they have three components. One's transactional, one is substantive. I probably got that one wrong, but ultimately you get to transformational. And it's kind of like you said, deformative. And at any given time, you're in one of these fields. And I recognize what you're trying to, as a chairman, I think it's critically important that I get to understand the personality of each one, their traits, as I mentioned before. And in fact, whenever we get a new one, I personally sit down with them and start by talking about our board members, their strengths, what they feel theirs is, and start to get that transactional part. Then we go in there. Then during a meeting, it's important to me, even though it can get heated, or I can think in the back of my mind, that person's full of feces, but I'll back off. It's important to control your emotions. But at the same time, emotions are important in communication. Having said that, and I think Joe might have brought it up, maybe Stacy, that sometimes we get a little heated or we don't necessarily don't agree. It's my job, and I think I've done a good job with it, in making sure that the conversation is civil, and beyond civil, that we reach a consensus. And again, I'm very proud of the fact that those people that we have on the board now might put self-interest aside and ultimately go with this. One thing I had heard just recently, talking about and I guess highly functioning groups, is that you have a trust in each other, a commitment to your objective, to excellence, and then ultimately of love for each other, or a love for what you're doing. I feel right now as a group that we have developed a strong trust with each other. We have a commitment to this hospital, in spite of all the, I'm not going to say negative, but the things that we know we have to take care of. But we have a commitment to each other to do that. And lastly, I know each and every one of them have a deep and sincere love for this hospital and for this community.
I got you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see Laura Hershey. Nope. Jose Laura.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Jose Lara. I come before you today to apply once more for the hospital board. I served in 21 and 22 and was unappointed in 23. I have applied every year since then. One of the biggest issues that I had always focused on was community. They mentioned the love for community. I think I have shown that through my other service in this community, as well as my own leadership skills, the 3 years that I served as mayor. I truly believe in working together as much as we can and as cohesive as we can. That being said, I do want to bring up this folder that I have is my hospital folder. Most of it is from the time I served on the hospital board. It has the original letters of no confidence against the CEO at the time, signed by some of the one of the board members you currently have behind me. We also have some of the lawsuits against the billing company that I fought against when we were going that direction. I brought Stacy Cope into an executive session the day we made that final vote, asking her to plead for her staff and to help keep everything local at that time, because I truly believe local control is the way to do that. That time, though, we did not have the votes. The only board members currently that voted for that are still here would be Tony McKee, Ivanhoe Love, and Dennis Sanders. So at this point, it's been roughly 4 years, and we are trying to undo what was done then that I was completely against at that time. Like I said, I was given lawsuits by both staff and people for that Extend company, showing how they treated the community members where they were at, showing how they treated their own staff. That's one of the ones I have here. If any of you are interested in looking at that, I have those forms right here. So I'm glad that we're working toward fixing the billing issue, but it was an issue that should have never happened, that I fought against, and the fix is what I had always believed we needed to do and still believe we need to do. Bring it in-house, make sure we staff that department at its maximum, make sure we're kept up to date with it, make sure we're doing our charity care for our community, and make sure that we are listening to the community when they have an issue and trying to address it as quickly as possible. Especially the fact that collections is something that could devastate people's lives. And healthcare is not a choice that most people make. No one chooses to be sick. They end up at the hospital in their worst case. And that's something else that's very important, I should say. I went to the hospital myself with pneumonia. The staff was amazing. I was treated greatly. I made sure that as soon as the bill came in, though, I actually watched it and paid it as soon as I got it so that I wouldn't get sent to collections. So this is not an attack on staff. This is trying to fix the system that can devastate our community's lives. That was something that was brought up in a report the other day. We had a free clinic that was potentially coming down to town. We had a conversation with EcoDevo and a few of our other groups. And in that clinic, the number one group of people who they would end up helping are citizens of Seward County with a bill of less than $500 that are in collections and being taken to court. Instead of being negotiated with, they're being taken to court. So those are issues that I would really want to address. And this is a good group that you have on the board. They have spent a lot of time on there. They're working toward ideas that, again, I presented 4 years ago. But it should be held that in 2025 and in 2026, 2 attorney general's opinions have been issued against this board. One for allowing a board member to become an employee of the hospital and not removing him from the board immediately, not asking him to resign, and leaving him on there for the roughly 6 months that were left of his term, instead of opening that up to the public to either fill or even to be empty. So the state of Kansas had to issue a ruling against Seward County and the hospital. Then we move on to how they're handling the budget. I'm not sure where they're presenting them. I watch all the county commission meetings. I attend all the city commission meetings. I've attended multiple of these meetings, not so many in this year for the hospital board. And in all the packet information, I have not seen the hospital's budget, even the approved budget, sent to the county commission. But the Attorney General's opinion that we have this year says they must send you a budget that you must approve, even if they levy $0. And that is something that has never been done before. And so since it is a county-owned hospital, it is very important that the county maintains some control over what is happening there. And I believe that is essential to what we're working on here. Another issue that I had brought up in the past, they talk about the bottom line. And the bottom line has been very important to me. I mean, we've seen it on the city. My biggest goal is to continue to reduce taxes. And one of the big things we did when we first started was move some of our empty funds, sitting idle funds, to earn more interest. Well, I served on the city the first year, and it was my second year on the hospital board in 22. I talked to the hospital board, I spoke to the CFO, I spoke to everyone about moving our idle funds on the hospital board to earn more interest. And that was the time interest was moving up. Those years, if you look at the budgets and at the audits, we were earning anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000 on $40 million of idle funds. That is less than 0.001% or 0.01%. We could have been earning a lot more. This did not get done until Doug, the CFO Doug, who I think has resigned as well, finally did that last year and moved those funds into an interest earning account. So that was roughly $5 million lost between that time frame when I said we needed to do it and when it finally got done. That would have helped the budget at that time. So my goal is not to pick a fight. My goal is to make sure we hold everybody accountable. Our board, our administration, our governing boards, and our community to benefit the community. And I've said this always, that if you want a strong city and a strong county, we need to make sure we have a strong hospital to take care of its citizens. And that is one of the biggest things that we focused on even during our comp plan. This hospital has the potential to become a Southwest medical regional center that will help all of the Panhandle, all of Southwest Kansas, and that happens with more specialists. That happens with, again, a urologist was mentioned in the past. We've been looking for one since he resigned due to the previous CEO. As I was getting on the board. He was actually one of my clients in Shelter Insurance. He resigned, and we have not found one in the last 6 years. So it is still very important to continue recruiting, but it is important to actually get people in here and find the mechanism to bring them in. So the more specialties we have, the more people we can address, the less driving they do, the better it is for our community because people stay here, people will drive here, and it just moves the economy for all of us. I'll stand for any questions.
Out of all the things that you mentioned, what's your biggest priority if you were to be appointed on this board?
It'll really be billing. I do believe that the hospital needs to be brought back to the green, but I really believe that taking care of our community is number one, and then making sure the hospital gets into the green is number two. So we need to make sure we address our billing issue. That way we're not devastating lives in this community before we move out. And there should still be roughly $25 million in reserves. Last year they did roughly a $5 million transfer from reserves to operational funds. So there's still some there to address some of the issues. And if any of these things are moving forward, then we should be able to address that and still take care of the community.
You're familiar with the hospital operation from several years on the board. Do you see obstacles to integrating the Attorney General's opinion so that the commission is working with the hospital in terms of approving these budgets on an annual basis?
It shouldn't at this point. Now, there has been some issues in the past, and to be fair, Amber was the CFO at the time, and she was also the interim, but many of the budgets were presented to the board after the year started, not before the year. She was busy, and so that should be taken into account. That being said, I'm not sure if that is still how this is being done, if they're receiving their budgets before the end of the year to approve, but whatever mechanism they're using, it would not be difficult at all for them to review their budget and say, this is good. We can send it to the county commission to review as well. So there should be no issues with integrating the AG's opinion into this. Okay.
With your other responsibilities, do you think you'll be able to give your full attention to this board?
Oh, most definitely. I did it during that first year. And during that time, we were hiring a new city manager while we were also beginning the search for a new CEO. Honestly, the people who suffer the most are my clients, but I have good staff right now that really help me with that. So really, community has been what's been driving me to do all this. Again, it's not necessary. I spend a lot of hours at City Hall. I spend a lot of hours even now discussing hospital issues, and I'm still glad to do that. I mean, I've probably grayed a little more than I should have because of it, but I will commit the time necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have Kate Birchloff. I don't think Kay is here. So, okay. So, Hillary has the ballots. Thank you. Okay, so we vote for 3, and then we vote for the one for the 3-year term, and the other 2 will be for the 2-year terms. We'll give them, excuse me, we'll give them a minute to tabulate the results.
Okay, so the 3 appointed for The Board of Trustees is Stacy Cope, Dennis Sanders, and Joe DeNoyer, with Dennis Sanders having the 3-year appointment. So the other two would have the 2-year appointment.
Okay. Okay. So do we have a motion to appoint Stacy Cope and Joe DeNoyer to a 2-year term expiring April 1, 2028, and Dennis Sander to a 3-year term expiring 4/1/29 to the Southwest Medical Center Board of Trustees? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Go second.
I will.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Vasquez, a second by Commissioner Lauterbach to appoint Stacy Cope, Joe DeNoyer to 2-year terms on the Seward County Board of Trustees expiring 4/1/28, and Dennis Sander to a 3-year term on the Seward County Board of Trustees expiring 4/1/29. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 4-0.
4-1.
I'm sorry, 4. All opposed? Okay, so the motion passes 4-1. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Item 7, tax sale update. Mary Rose.
Mary Rose, Seward County Treasurer. So I'm going to give you an update on the sale that finalized with the 2021 tax sale we just finished up. The buyers received their sheriff deeds. The district court has sent over the payments for the redeemed properties. And then moving forward on this sale, we were in the final disbursement phase of the funds, and we should be wrapping that up soon. Any questions on that one? Okay. On the second sale update for 2024, the JE is was waiting on the judge approval. It is still waiting on the judge approval. From there, a hearing has been set for June 10th of 2026. After the hearing of June, the law firm should be able to file a new JE and continue with the rest of the process of getting the sales scheduled.
I thought that sale was scheduled for January and now February and now March.
And now there's a hearing that they've scheduled.
I'm sorry?
A hearing they've now scheduled.
Okay.
And so that's scheduled. They can't move forward until after June 10th, until the hearing is done on that one.
Okay.
Just so we know, what's the nature of the hearing that's being held?
They have, whenever they do, what I'm understanding from the law firm, because I'm not an attorney, but when I hand over a tax sale, we do contract with the firm to handle everything. So I think there's been a little bit of confusion of me holding up the tax sale. When the tax sale is handed over with the collaboration of the commission and the county treasurer and the law firm, it then is processed through the legal process. The legal process on this particular case that it was filed in 2024. We get to the final stages of a JE, which is a journal entry for it to go to sell. If any attorney has come back and said that they are representing a parcel in that, then the attorney then has to sign off on it saying that they agree to the terms and will allow us to go to tax sale. In this instance, we have some parcels that have their attorney has said they would not sign off on that JE, so therefore there is a hearing being sent. So whenever there's several things on, the mortgage company has can come in and send an attorney over. Anybody that maybe had they dug something and the phone company has put a lien against the property, they might have something that they want to say on it. Any tax liens on it, anything that anybody is attached to that particular parcel, which is the real estate, they do have first come first save to express their opinion, and the opinion on this particular tax sale has some parcels that have certain lawyers coming in and saying that they wish to have a hearing.
So the judge will issue a ruling, and then we'll go forward to the sale.
Correct.
With or without those parcels.
Correct.
Okay.
That is my understanding on that. Yes. Anything else? So we're kind of at a standstill with the next tax sale until after June. But we are moving forward on the previous one as far as getting the disbursements out.
So the tax sale that was just completed didn't go through this process?
It did. And it started, I think, in 2016. Do you guys remember?
I think
we started
21. I think the tax sale had started.
I know it was
a little like 20s.
Well, the one that we just finished started in like 2016. We had COVID hit and stuff. It's set on the docket for case 2021, and that's because COVID hit and a lot of people had the mortgages had that COVID money, and so therefore it put their mortgages at a stagnant until they were able to get that release from the mortgage companies. So the first one was really rough because we had a lot of just stuff that happened in that one. But that one did finish. We're just in the finishing process as far as the disbursement process, and I'll be bringing to you guys when that disbursement process is almost finished, where we'll write it off. The rest of it, and I don't have those figures because like I said, the money just came in today from district court for the ones that were redeemed. So maybe next month on the tax sale, we'll be able to make some motion on that.
Any more questions?
Okay.
Thank you. Item 8, Clear Company Workforce Platform Renewal. Now, this is the annual renewal for Clear Company. Seward County currently utilizes Clear Company as its primary talent management system. The full amount of $36,000 was budgeted for and will be paid out of county technology. The recommendation is to approve the renewal of the Clear Company Workforce Platform in the amount of $36,000 and authorize the county administrator to sign necessary renewal documents. Any questions? Do I have a motion?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I will move that we approve the Clear Company contract with subscription date starting June 25 of 2026. For $36,000 and authorizing you to sign said contract.
I think this is signed by the county administrator.
Okay. To be signed by the county administrator.
Okay. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a motion to approve the annual contract renewal with Clear Company in the amount of $36,000 and to allow the county administrator to sign the appropriate document. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, item number 9, the body-worn system cameras. It's to replace outdated body-worn cameras, in-car cameras, and digital evidence storage system. The current system has reached end-of-life status. Following the acquisition by Motorola of WatchGuard, our current technology is obsolete and irreplaceable. This has created a critical shortage of operational units. Investment in modern technology is essential to restore operational integrity, enhance public transparency, and ensure our department can continue to meet its core mission. They have got a 40% discount on the camera part of the order. So the total amount is $212,458. They've got a grant, not a grant, the sheriff forfeiture account and the Baughman Foundation, total of $65,000. So that brings the total amount to $139,373.25. And that will be done through a 5-year lease purchase agreement with Motorola for the $139,000. Oh, that's a savings of $139. It's $112. Okay, all right. You're right. So, year one, the $65,000 payment will be covered by the forfeiture fund and the Baughman Foundation. Years 2 through 5 will be four payments of $36,864.50. Got that part right. So the recommendation is to approve the purchase upgrade of the body camera and in-car camera system. That will bring them up to date, current, and then there's like a 3-year, they get tore up, they get replacement insurance, and a warranty also. That's right. There's a 3-year upgrade that will come after 3 years. But then there is also kind of an insurance if they get destroyed or damaged. That okay. Do we have any questions, comments?
Commissioner, I would like to mention that typically when you receive any grant funding from anybody, it's approved by the commissioners. So could they take action to approve the Baughman grant, or have you already presented it for approval? So it needs to be approved by you to, first of all, accept the Baughman funds and then do whatever you want with the motions.
Can we make that in one motion?
Sure.
Okay.
Just one question. I realize they may replace this with a newer model. What's kind of your expected life expectancy on these? I mean, I know tech can go out of date tomorrow, but what are you expecting?
I would hope for at least 8 to 10 years. Right now, the in-car cameras are at 8 years. And the body cams are at 6 years right now.
Thank you.
Then hopefully by updating the technology, then the
Extend the
purchases
life,
can be
yeah.
staggered, like 3 a year, or rather than a one-time purchase. So, do I have a motion to approve accepting the Baughman Foundation grant or to apply to the Motorola purchase of in-car and body-worn cameras, and to approve the purchase of the same from Motorola?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I will.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Latterback to approve the Baughman Foundation grant to be applied to the body cam, car cam system, and to accept the purchase from Motorola as per stated. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, guys. Item 10 is a KDHE family planning amendment. We have received additional approval for additional funding through the family planning grant to purchase contraceptive devices. We are currently awaiting the official amendment form from KDHE. These funds must be expended by March 31st, 26. Once the amendment documentation received from KDHE, I will complete the necessary steps and upload the forms accordingly. Recommendation is to request a motion to accept the additional family planning grant applications and authorize Bree Greason to sign the agreement on behalf of the department. This will allow us to return the signed amendment to the state and proceed with placing orders for contraceptive devices before 3/31 of 26. That amount was $5,000 $597. Do we
So,
have a motion?
so moved per the recommendation before us.
And for Bree to sign.
And for Bree to sign, yes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Vasquez to accept the additional family planning grant from KDHE and to allow Bree Greason to sign the document. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Item 11 is the health and dental insurance renewal. We had a work session a while ago. So, what do we want to do? Yeah, I personally, I kind of like the 5 and 9 options. We just need to determine the employee contribution levels.
I agree with you on that we should look at the option 5 and 9 because it does give the employees more flexibility and a new plan. But I think we need to at least have a discussion about what the employee contribution is going to be and maybe place it somewhere between the two options we have on Nick's page 18 from today. And it may be that we need Nick's assistance in kind of understanding what our choices might do to the overall plan, if anything.
So it would be between what page did you say? I'm looking here. So it'd be somewhere between like the
which page?
So I would look on pages 12 and 13. 12 was the first contribution illustration for the dual option that was referenced earlier. This is marked as the benchmark contributions as we looked at what other employers are doing in the area. This kind of matched or mimicked one of the other plans. It would be a pretty substantial increase on the current low deductible plan. So that would be going from $55 to $283. For a family plan, it'd go from $335 to $841. But they would have the option to enroll into the $1,500 deductible plan at a much lower contribution rate. It'd be $101 for an employee only or $400 for a family. So that's the first one. Page 13, the next page, you can see a different contribution illustration. This is showing going from $55 to $95 in that $500 deductible plan. For the family tier, it'd go from $335 to $450. And then on the $1,500 deductible, it'd keep contributions the same as it is today. That way that employees would have the flexibility of, if I want to enroll in the $1,500 deductible plan, I can pay the same monthly contribution. If I want that richer $500 deductible plan, they would just have to pay a little bit more for that.
What if we were to, just to start the discussion, what if we were to just split the difference? Like we've got 283 versus 95, split the difference. You're roughly at $94. If you double the 95 to 190, you're still $100 below the suggestion on the benchmark plan.
So that would be 190.
What about the family?
again,
What do you
that's
think on the family tier?
I mean, if you,
It's kind of in the middle.
if you kind of did the same thing, if you just
Yeah.
split the difference, you know,
That'd be
850 minus 450. The other one's 450. Is that right? Yeah, 200. I guess that would put that at 650 on the family, rather than, so it's roughly $200 less than the benchmark.
So 190 and 650.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just tossing
this-
that out there
right.
as a starting point.
that would be 650 rounded.
So in the 500.
And then I suppose you could do the same thing to the $1,500 option.
Like a 75 for employee only, you think? The initial was 101, and then the other one was 55.
Yeah,
67.
I get 78, but
I took 55.
I just want 70. I want 75 because it was nice and easy.
you were rounding, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
101 minus 55. Divided by 2. Okay, 70. I must have added wrong.
He said 75. He was just
Now,
Okay.
Nick, is there a
75.
reason
That's
there
fine.
wasn't a lot of difference between the family plans at the $1,500 deductible?
Just because of both of the illustrations had a fairly low family contribution on the $1,500 deductible.
So that would
So
be,
that would be three. I come up with 370 rounded.
plus 35. Maybe put that one at 365. Well, that can't be right. No, that is.
It's in between 365 and 370.
Yeah.
I just went with 365.
Okay.
Total employee contribution increase would be $324,000. Doing kind of that midpoint with both of those. So it's really, and a lot of that's because, I mean, you're going to have a lot of people still opt into that $1,500 deductible, I think.
You thought 75% would go that way? Was that your number?
Yeah, and in this one, I'm just being a little more conservative. I'm saying 50-50
Okay.
on this one. So that assumes about 41 employees enroll into the $500 deductible, 41 in the $1,500, and then from the family, it's 60 in the family tier, and then 59 in the $1,500. So about an even split. That means that the employee-only contributions would increase by $135 a month if you wanted to enroll in the $500 deductible. If you wanted to enroll in the family tier, it would go up $315 a month for the $500 deductible. But with the $1,500 deductible, it'd be only a $20 increase from what they're currently paying, or a $30 per month increase on the family tier for what they're currently paying. So
there's a big give back for the $1,500 deductible.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Nick, I don't know what page this is, but 17, 16.
Well,
I mean, so you're talking about they're just gonna split the difference in those last two columns there?
Have to do a little bit more math on that because that budget's based on calendar years, so I'd have to look at the first 4 months of.
You know what I'm saying? If you put the employee contribution somewhere between this one. Thinking of it?
So it'd be on that page 15, for example. That second illustration was showing a employee reimbursement of $776,000. That's based on 4 months of what they're currently paying, and then 8 months of the new proposed rates. If we tweaked it to, as we just stated, that number would drop to $764. So only about $10,000.
From the second column, right?
Yep.
Okay. And
what's that do to the bottom one, that 979? It's taking 12,000 off of it.
Yep. So it'd be. Thank you. Yeah, it'd be 967.
So does I guess this is more of a Steve question. Does that get us down to where we need to be with this?
Should get us a long way.
We've looked at so many numbers, I'm not really sure where it's putting us at this point. So your net cost to county, Nick?
Yep.
That is from our current projection or from last year's actual?
So the net cost to the county, what we're doing there is in the first column, we're looking at the budget. That's based on the $5.8 million. And then the budget was accounting for $578 for employee contributions. So that's how we got to the $5.2 million. All of the items on the right-hand side are based on 4 months of the current plan plus 8 months of the new plan.
So roughly you're going to have 960,000 or so.
That's kind of your buffer
coming down, which means we have a little more work to find in other parts of the benefits package. Is that what you see, John?
And
yeah, we're getting
it. And on top of that,
we're not quite there, but
not
we're
quite
getting
there.
a long
This
ways.
is close and seems pretty reasonable as far as employee cost and coverage.
And
so on page 15.
Yes.
So we're in between illustration 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yep.
So that should
with
change.
the numbers you just end up somewhere between those two.
It wasn't as significant.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
It should be about 890,000. I got 889, 382.
You also have to think of the change in migration. So that's where it gets a little wonky too, is because in illustration 2, we're assuming 75% of people enrolling in the $1,500 deductible. In illustration 3, we're assuming 50% because the contributions were
much higher.
Yep. And so the numbers I just ran, I'm assuming 50% here because again they're much more reasonable. So
the 979 that didn't become.
He's taking 12,000 off. That's what I was.
It's 12,000 off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that red number turns 760.
So 967, 967.
if we were to assume 75%, it would have been a little closer to that kind of middle, but that's why it's only shown 12,000 below.
So you're figuring it'll be 75%?
I don't think it'll be as dramatic since we came down on those $500 deductible ones.
Family to go from 335 to 645 at 50%. I think that's going to be really lofty for people. I think that's going to go closer to 25% at that point. When they could go from 335 to 367 or 365 for that $500 versus $1,500 deductible, I don't think you're going to get near as many that can afford that $500 deductible, doubling up their costs.
I'll run it at the 75% and kind of give a range. So assuming 75% enroll into the $1,500 deductible, that's at 677 now. So that's a lot more in between.
I'm sorry, it's what?
677.
So that's a $300,000 difference.
Excuse me, for the employee reimbursement portion.
Okay.
So it's not as.
I gotcha.
What was that number again? Sorry.
And where does that bring us on page 15?
It's 100,000.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Should be about 879, right?
I get 880.
Somewhere in there. But he's working on it.
About 860.
I'm sorry.
860.
860.
And what was the employee contribution?
So it'd be 190 for an employee only on the $500 deductible. 650 for a family on the $500 deductible. $75 for an employee only on the $1,500 deductible. And then $365 for a family on the $1,500 deductible. And we're assuming 21 employees opt into the $500 deductible at the employee only, 30 family at the $500 deductible, and then 61 employee only in the 15, and 89 family in the 1,500. Another thing I was going to add was we're looking at enrollment numbers based on today. You might have some people drop. So right now we have 201 employees enrolled in the employee benefits on the health and dental. So that number could drop as we're looking at budget and stuff for next year. Just wanted to throw that out there that we'll have an idea of how many people are still going to opt into insurance here in a month or so. So that could get you some additional if less people enroll.
Any more questions? Questions?
No, we just got to do something because
I mean, it seems reasonable and competitive with some of our other quote unquote area groups. And at the same time, not putting the big sticker shock on there that Model 2 would have done initially. Giving a little safety valve there.
So, Iro?
I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I mean, it's kind of our only choice.
John?
Yeah. Trying to write down the numbers that he said to the new one, comparing them to Model 3, gets us close to where we need to be on budget wise.
It's getting us there.
It's getting us there.
We might pick up some more on the prescription drug benefit.
That's another piece of it is with the plan design changes. It'll that we were discussing earlier from the other on the prescription drug side though, it'll incentivize more people to opt into IMARX, which will give more savings to the plan and help lower those costs too.
I know we're up against time, but what if Nick, just thinking here, what if Nick, one more time, you put that option that we just talked about, splitting the difference, laid those two out with total savings, and we can, I know we don't have a meeting again until but I know we're looking at a special meeting that it shouldn't take long. If I think that'd be helpful to me if you laid it out and I could see it all one more time. I guess we could.
So you're asking him to compare the changes we just made to Model 2 to Model 3?
Well, we split the difference, right?
Yes,
Between 2 and
essentially,
3?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that
So there
is that reasonable?
there wouldn't be a Model 2. I mean, there wouldn't be a Model,
It'd be a Model
2 and 3. There
4.
would just be a
It'd be a Model 4, which is in between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Would it be a good idea now that we kind of have an idea of what we're going with to maybe put it out there and kind of see a number of what employees are actually going to re-up and what that looks like? And then we have even a better idea of how much we're going to be spending, because he's right. Like some people might not go with it. They might just drop it.
You would need 100% return on that. Plus, are they going to make the decision like they're going to make it when they actually have to make it?
Well, if spouse has it, who knows? It's going to probably come down down the year sometime. I don't think you can just drop and re-enroll anytime. You know?
And I'll say a $1,500 deductible plan with a $75 employee only and $365 family is still very competitive.
Yeah, it is.
I know it's tough with how the plan's set up today, but going from a $200 deductible to $1,500, but it's still very competitive in what's out there in the market.
So, you want to see a combined?
I don't care. Can we vote on that plan with?
I mean, I can make a motion if we want to see where it goes.
With those numbers, or
Is there any way, honestly, that you can have him put the numbers together in writing so that you know exactly what you're approving, and maybe call a special meeting?
that's what I think. Put it down with this plan.
Right?
With this
It's
plan,
literally all over the place with these numbers.
I am too. It'd be like a plan 2.5 between 2 and 3, or plan 4, or whatever you called it.
So, Nick, how long would it take you to redo this?
Sounds like you got it. If you could just maybe
Yeah, I mean, I can have it already tomorrow, tonight.
Like 30 minutes, or you?
We have special sessions. We can bring you back.
Honestly,
I guess what I'm asking is, can we do our executive sessions while he's
That's what I'm
preparing
saying,
that?
Yeah.
And Hillary can print it if need be for you.
Okay.
Will that?
I'll get back to work.
Okay, so can we table? We need a motion to table.
I'll make a motion that we table item number 11, the health and dental insurance renewal.
Item 12C.
We'll make it 12C to continue after our executive session.
Okay. Do you have a second?
I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Metlin to table item 11 and move it to item 12C after executive session. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Okay. The session, the first one would be for legal.
Okay, I would move for the county commission to enter an executive session. Move into executive session, during which session no binding action will occur, for 30 minutes for purpose of attorney-client privilege consultation under KSA 75-4319B2 regarding preparation for a public hearing on CU 2025-02 to include our attorney Forrest, Trish Voth, all the county commissioners, and Brock. 30 minutes, so it's 6:54. So 7:20.
Give me 3 minutes extra. I need a.
Okay, we'll be back at 7:27. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
Second.
All in favor? Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Metlin, a second by Commissioner Stanton to go into executive session. Legal, and to resume at 6:27 after a 3-minute break. 7:27 after a 3-minute break. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, we're out of executive session. No action taken. We have one more 10 minutes. John?
I move to recess into executive session for discussion of personnel matters of non-elected personnel under KSA 75-4319B1 for 10 minutes to include the commission, Forrest, who else do we need? Brock. We'll reconvene back here in the commission chambers at
7:39.
7:39. Okay. We'll be back at 7:39.
Do we have a second? I will. A motion by Commissioner Metlin, a second by Commissioner Lauterbach to go in executive session for personnel matters to resume back at 7:39. All in favor? 5-0. Thank you. Okay, we're back out of executive session with no action. So that brings us back to item 12C, the contribution model 2A, which contains the rates that we talked about prior to on item 11. And it appears the rates are, as far as my notes, what we talked about. So okay. So it reduces about $100,000.
Yep. It brings it down to about 4.3 million. 880 was the final difference between current budget.
Okay.
And that's at a 75-25.
75-25, correct.
Is that a number that makes you think it's closer to where we would actually end up then, Angela?
Yes.
Okay. And then this would be part of looking at other things of looking for a
Yes.
total target, just so we all are aware. Yeah.
Right. It's time for our first 2 months budget report, but April, is understandably gone. So
Yeah.
we'll get that, keep track of where we're at to make sure our expenditures are in line. Okay. So questions, comments?
You good, John?
Like it.
Ira?
I don't know if I like it. It's the best we can do to get our budget in plan, and I think it's fair.
Yeah. Anybody have a motion?
Well, I'll make a motion that we adopt for our medical and dental IMA's proposal, currently titled Contribution Model Number 2A, as presented in the exhibit before the commissioners.
Yes, Stacia, do you have a copy of 2A?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I will.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Lauterbach to adopt contribution model 2A as represented by the official exhibit. Any other questions, comments? All in favor? Raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Item 13, administrative comments.
The only thing I have, commissioners, that I saw come through on email today was there will be a KDOT meeting on the 54 expansion on, let's see, April 7th at 1 o'clock at the college.
Right. Okay.
That's all I have.
Commission comments. Ira, we'll start. I don't know where we're in the starter last time, but we'll start with you.
I gotcha. I don't think I have much. I just want to say I appreciate everybody up here, making all these decisions, and I appreciate you all that work for the county, trying our best. And some of these decisions are very difficult, but I hope that we can continue to improve as we move forward with this budget. So that's it.
John?
Yeah, just kind of echo what Hiro said. Thanks to all the people that are employed at Seward County and make the county run. I know this is a tough decision, but I think this is probably going to get our budget back in line, which we have to do. And this is competitive, or I believe with what else is in the marketplace. So, thanks for your understanding. I guess did the best we could do. I think under the circumstances.
Clay?
Yeah, kind of mimicking what they've said, but, be understanding that we're trying to get the county in a better place, that, where raises could be coming in the future if we can get this budget under control and everything, and make up the difference of what we took away tonight.
I'd just say thanks to you four gentlemen for working on this, and it was obvious everybody had been through it in great detail, and that made it much easier to not a decision everybody wanted, but one we had to arrive at, and it made it possible to get there. So thanks to all of you for helping with that, and to Nick is not here.
Nick has left. I agree with the other boards. It's been a long time coming, number of years in my case, but certainly had to be done. We keep losing revenue. State didn't pass it yet, but based on another piece of legislation that will eventually get passed, that's $145,000 less to the county. So, a tough environment when someone else is cutting our revenue. We don't have any control over it. That's it. Any suggestion cards? Okay. Have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Vasquez to adjourn. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.